Well, hi everybody, and welcome back to Impi, the friendly catamaran. Now, as we get into this video, let me just say that after numerous requests from people to include more footage around the inside of our boat, we have decided to share snippets with you from one of our previous videos as we introduce you to the main theme of this video. So for those folks who have kept in contact with us, you'd know that we have just returned from our son's wedding in South Africa. This video includes our haul out at Norsand Marina and Boatyard, our trip to South Africa, as well as our recent launch of Impi back into the water right here in New Zealand. But before we get into all of that, let me just say that I will split this video series into either 2 or 3 slots so that we do not bore you with too much time taken here. So folks, please note that this particular video does not include much sailing, as it is a time we head back to meet family. So in this regard, the video may be more fun for our family members and friends. However, in the spirit of sharing, we are happy to introduce some of our family members and friends to you all and give some insight into our family life back in South Africa. Right, so our haul out destination in New Zealand was up a river in a place called Whangarei. The river is tidal and areas can become fairly shallow, so one needs to use the tides to arrive at Norsand Marina. We must say that the folks at Norsand Boatyard are exceptional. A fellow called Kevin made a few calls and a surprise visit when we were at the Marina in town to discuss their process. Of course, boatyards are not the best of places to be staying on board one's yacht. However, with all the maintenance work we were facing, Anna and I decided it was best to be there and get on with the chores at hand. And hey, are these guys friendly or what? Kevin chose a spot for us where we would have a lawn, beautiful views over the river, as he wanted Anna to enjoy doing yoga in this environment. At the what? I'll look at them later. While we were settling in here, our hearts went out to fellow sailors on a catamaran who had collided with one of the navigation beacons in the river and was almost dismasted. Without further ado, we got stuck into our maintenance chores, which included repairing a leak to our saildrives, the Yanmar SD50s. The input drive shaft seal was leaking, and I had thought initially to go ahead and replace this. Google issues with Yanmar SD50 saildrives, and I'm sure you will get reams of complaints from customers who feel these just are not up to engineering standards, as one would expect from a reputable company such as Yanmar. Sadly, you can count me in on the not so impressed list, and we decided now instead to update the SD50s by replacing them with the new SD60s. In this video clip, I will remove the spigot drive housing with the SD50 still in place. In other words, this is a task that could just as well be done in the water, so to speak, and I'm doing this for the benefit of folks who would be interested in this. I must place enormous caution, however, to sailors who wish to do this in the water to be exceptionally cautious when placing force on the seals, for if they are overpowered, one could easily spring a leak with serious consequences. This removes the collar which holds the seal around the drive shaft. This particular one sprung a leak and is common with many SD50s. When removing the gear selector shaft, it is best practice to mark the housing with whiteout for ease of reinstallation alignment. And here I am now removing the housing that contains the cone clutch, for me an antiquated type technology, which I much prefer the clutch pack technology engaged by Volvo and also the newer Yanmar SD50 drives. We did this work in close association with the local Yanmar agents since we felt these drives were giving us way too many issues for the hours on the units and we wanted backup for a discount on the new SD60s. Anna and I discussed the issue with the technology around the SD50 sail drives and decided to rather replace them with the updated SD60s to put brand new ones in, since we had put in so much work to remove these SD50s and we just really didn't have faith in the technology of these sail drives. Well, since this was now the season to breathe new life back into Impi, we decided to install brand new throttle controls as well. You know, I am fanatical about preventative maintenance. You know, let's rather replace stuff whilst it still works, rather than wait for it to break. That way we keep the boat in great condition. Here one can see the little brass fittings from cable to throttle lever and how it wears over time. Replacing these also makes sure there is a smooth shift from throttle to engine and to gear and so on. Yeah, replacing all of these things, man. Not so sure these black ones look as sexy as the silver ones we had, but there we go. Nice new throttles. Other tasks in the engine room included removing the aftercoolers since we observed a salty crust forming between the housing and cap. This is a sure sign that the seal needs replacing and the housing to be inspected for corrosion. There's red wine, huh? Yeah, and it just goes to show how important it is to keep one's hand on servicing and maintenance. In spite of regular servicing and maintenance, this housing was starting to show the first signs of corrosion, and it required us sending the units into the local Yanmar agent for a thorough investigation and overhaul. Anyway, we had planned to do more repairs and maintenance on our return from South Africa, so we will share all that later in this movie, including our dinghy repairs. But for now, it is time to take that long flight home with a stopover in Singapore. Hey, in the airport here? Oh. Having to walk here to keep up with Anarchy. She's walking fast, man. Of course, we had arrived back in South Africa, not only for business reasons, but also for our son Terry's wedding. He's kind of camera shy guy, this.
And now?
What do you mean? You must talk to the camera, dude.
No,
hey, this dude's too shy to talk to the camera. He's just smiling. Come on, say something to the camera, man.
What does the camera want me to say? I'm not a camera person. Yeah, but that's your thing. You're the YouTuber here, not me. I'm not a YouTube blogger.
Yes, I've become, forget the GoPro, I'm like a Go Dad by the looks of it. Go Dad.
Yeah, go Dad. Go Impi.
Go Impi. Hey dude, all good? All good, my lad?
Yeah, all good.
This lad's off to the States now, man. He's no longer staying in South Africa, he's out of here.
Yeah, that's it, the last few days.
No good, eh? No good. The youngsters all going, man.
Gotta spend the last few days appreciating what we've got here.
You're spending the last few days appreciating what you got?
Yeah, this country's got a lot to offer.
It has got a lot to offer.
Unfortunately, it likes to take a lot too.
You are paying for once, eh? You agree, love? I've got a daughter paying for me now. Dad's a sailor, you know, he doesn't have money anymore.
Yeah, don't worry, I won't have money anymore after this either. Just first everything's okay.
Yeah, there we go, man. Supper on my daughter. Hey, Jen.
Hey.
Ian and his sister Kris arrived all the way from Belgium to spend a few days with us in South Africa. Such a lovely lady. What's happening here? We're looking all very relaxed.
The great whites.
Ah.
How there are way too many of them.
Yeah.
And now that the killer whales have arrived here and that they're the only predator,
Yeah.
the great whites.
That is true.
I don't want to meet
Okay, let me pause here to say that this is where most of my family live, on a quaint historical farm in a little town called Stellenbosch. Back up a bit. Let's talk about this dog, Pepsi. So meet my daughter's dog called Pepsi. Pepsi was discovered along with some others which sadly did not make it, as newborn puppies tied up in a plastic bag and dumped next to the side of a road. When Jenna and other family members drove past and saw the bag moving, they stopped, heard the whimpering from inside the bag, and brought the only surviving puppy home. Pepsi. South Africa, you got to keep everything behind gates. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How are you all doing here? Good. Check our line. Line, move that foot so I can sit, man.
I nearly did.
You nearly did. So meet Leon here, who I called Lion. He is my brother-in-law, married to his sister Tracy. On Christmas Day, he had an unfortunate incident where he was cutting a piece of wood in the woodshed, and something went horribly wrong, with Leon losing all but one finger to his right hand. No doctors were present to attend to him that day, and typical of Leon, he took more pity on a farmer who had been chopped in the neck in a violent incident and who also was waiting for medical attention. My son had gathered Leon's fingers together, whilst my other brother-in-law, Shane, drove to hospital, but sadly all fingers were lost. The remaining finger was recovered after planting it into Leon's chest, where it received fresh blood, was later removed, and has survived. The doctors then removed a toe and stitched the toe into Leon's thumb. It was unsuccessful. I share this in this video because it reminds me of how we as people need to count our many blessings in life and not to take things for granted. Leon has been an amazing testimony on how one can overcome these hardships in life by maintaining a positive attitude and gratitude for the good things in life. His example of rising above the storm dealt to him has been an amazing example to so many of us, a man of faith, a man who sees only the positive side of life, and someone to admire. It's times like these when we, as sailors, find it so hard to get news like this while sailing in remote areas, of a tragedy that has happened back home, for example. Using the satellite phone, I asked my brother Wade how Leon was coping. His reply, "Well, you know Leon, Brent. He is Chuck Norris's twin brother, and Chuck was the weaker twin." Anyway, we think of Leon and Tracy with all the medical expenses they are incurring, and we marvel at how these two cope in times of need.
What are you doing this morning? Oh, no, what do you mean, oh no? You're going to be on national television here, girl. Yes, guys. Be good, eh? Bye. Bye. Anarchy, open the gates of this jail. Off we go. Flippie, wat maak ons hierso? Nee. Dis ou Flip hierdie man, en Flip maak skoon hierso. Hy maak mooi die muur en hy verf alles, nee Flip?
Ja meneer.
Daar is hy man. Now my brother also lives on this farm, and he has a pig as a pet, so we always got to watch out for this pig because the pig likes to attack us sometimes. Hey, weirdo! What do you mean? Yes, I had to catch her off guard, but it didn't quite happen.
Yeah.
Joey, we'll see you at the wedding, eh? Looking for the pig, which my nephew has very fondly called Ashley. He calls everything Ashley. His car, his pig, everything. She's not there. But we can't find this pig. This pig is very elusive, man. Ah! There she is. Hello, Ashley. Oh. So this is Ashley. Ashley the pig. Yes. Goodbye, Ashley. We will tell Terry you send him regards, eh? Right, we ready for this? Apparently we have to go and buy some champagne, so yeah, but we're out of here.
So the drive up the east coast of South Africa, down in the south from Cape Town up to George, known as the Garden Route, is really spectacular.
Jeez, look at these people. Yes, today, eh? Yes, and Jamie, that's Mum. Yes. And who's this dude?
My name's Andy, I'll be your waiter.
Okay guys, so enough time has lapsed on this video. We have so much to share with you. The next episode, which I hopefully will post soon, will cover Terry and Yolandi's wedding, which was great fun. Our time in South Africa with Anna's sister Kris, as well as our return to Impi. Some repairs also to the dinghy, and of course to the boat, and then of course the day we finally splashed back into the ocean. Thanks for joining us everyone. Impi out.